Hi, Vincent Edwards here. I'm at Changes and I'm looking for the best ICOs. And here we have Radix, which is Latin for root. And these guys have a big idea. We need another platform. Not a blockchain, but a distributed ledger with smart contracts. And they've been building it for the last 6 years. And Pierre, you're the CEO, but you didn't start it. Who started this whole venture?
It was started by a man called Dan Hughes, who in 2011 was introduced to Bitcoin, was really excited by it, and then he was like, well, I wonder if this breaks. So in 2012, he forked the Bitcoin blockchain and created his own private network, ran up a load of nodes all around the world, and just stress tested it, removed the block size limit, see what happens when does block thrashing occur. And he found that the scalability was around 500 transactions per second, and that really wasn't going to be good enough if you wanted everyone in the world and every single device to be able to connect.
So you went from 3 transactions or 4 transactions from the blockchain from Bitcoin to 500, and that was not enough for him?
Yeah, so the way that you get to 500 transactions per second is you just remove the block size limit. Make the blocks as big as you possibly can, but then you get this problem where you can't synchronize the blocks around the network quick enough. And the point where that falls over, even when you've got great internet connectivity, is 500 transactions per second. Okay. Really, though, when you want a decentralized network,
we need 25,000 transactions a second. Okay, let me show your app. He showed me your, you showed me your app,
yeah, sure.
And then at the moment they have a test bed up and running. And they showed me how much transaction you can do. Another 1,000, not 2,000, not 3,000, but 4,000. But 4, here, let's look at this. So this is a test network.
Transactions per second.
Yeah. With how many nodes?
It's got 20 nodes at the moment. And so this is a linearly scalable network.
So 2 times more nodes, 2 times more transactions. What an idea. To have more computers, you get more transactions. Okay, so then Radix, first it is not a blockchain, right?
No, it's not. It's not a blockchain. It's based on a new tempo protocol. It's basically our own architecture which combines consensus and the data structure together, because you can't build them separately and try and combine them.
So we don't do blocks. We have a DLT and we have some kind of a mechanism to get transactions verified. Then on top of that you have a smart contract environment which you can use.
Yeah, so we have 3 levels. We have the beginner, the intermediate and the pro. The beginner level, or the one that we like to call the one that you can just pick up and run with, is where we create the kind of toolkit that you need as a developer to do basic things like generate.
Ready to go, make your own coin, make your own wallet, make your own everything, and with 3 lines of code you can basically replace the names and you're done.
Exactly. And then
like JavaScript for people like you. Yeah. Second level?
The second level is the intermediate level, where we have a restricted execution environment. And the restricting of this execution environment allows us to give you some flexibility in the kind of logical statements you can make in your smart contracts. But
you cannot make stupid mistakes.
But you can't make stupid mistakes, exactly.
You've told this story before, right? I mean, he's been saying that now for, and the third level is you can do everything you want, but you can fuck it up.
Exactly. The third level is the fully open Turing complete environment, which has all the security problems that come with that.
You can do a huge amount of transactions, and also the smart contracts are also scalable, so that it doesn't basically pull down the whole machine if you have a couple of contracts running.
Right. So one of the things that was core to changing the way that we did the data architecture and the consensus was we can do state sharding, which means that you can have smart contracts running across multiple shards, making them highly scalable as well.
So everything what Ethereum is trying to reach for in the next couple of years, you are trying to do, or you basically built it. What's the status now? You have a test bed with 20 nodes running up and running?
Yeah, so we've got a test net running with 20 nodes. Over the course of this year, that's going to be ramped up to 1 million transactions per second, and you're going to be able to go and audit the test network so you can see that they're real transactions and we're not faking anything. And then we're also releasing the open alpha, where developers in the next month and a bit will be able to come and develop against our platform and actually start using the toolkits that we've started to put together.
So they really can create a CryptoKitties kind of environment and make a nice game with thousands and thousands and millions of transactions.
Right, and lots of concurrent users, which is what is important, right?
Okay. So And that's all happening this year.
That's all happening this year, so it's going to be a busy year for us.
Okay. And this happened 6 years ago. When did you start writing? When did he start writing Radix?
So he started writing Radix 6 years ago, but it's been an iterative process. So we went through block trees, and then we went through directed acyclic graphs, and then we went through voting and virtual voting, and then we just threw it all away and said, look, this isn't...
So when did you start all over again and basically with the current concept?
That's a good question. 2 years ago.
So 2 years you've been building this. What's the business model behind it? I mean, how are you going to fund this?
We're not sure yet. We're not sure exactly what our business model is. We're just concentrating on getting the tech out.
Okay. How do you pay for it now?
Oh, we're bootstrapped funding so far.
From who?
From Dan mainly, and then a few early investors back in 2014 when we had the first round of investment.
Okay. So how much money has been put into the company now?
It's undisclosed at this stage.
Okay. How many people are working on it now?
14.
14 people. And from the UK mainly, or are they everywhere?
They are from all over. We have people from Argentina, we have people from Sweden, we have people from...
But they're all located in the office in?
So in Stoke and in London.
Stoke and in London, okay. And you're starting your decentralized exchange with your gas coin token, I presume?
With RADs.
With RADs,
RADs.
with RADs. And that when is that starting?
So that will be launching in Q4 of this year.
Okay, and that will also be the start of your ICO.
That will also, well, we're not doing an ICO.
You're selling a hell of a lot of coins, which you can use to basically do contracts on your Radix, right?
Yeah, so this is designed to be very much like the Bitcoin method. So the coins will be generated through the new issuance supply and the people using the network rather than a mass.
Yeah, but I mean, how is the team going to be paid? You know, you need a certain amount of money to keep the network up and running.
So all of this stems from what we call our economics model. And our economics white paper and our economics model hasn't been fully defined yet. That will be defined before we go live. But right now, again, we're concentrating on delivering the tech and making sure the underlying protocol works before we start thinking about what we're going to do with the tokens.
Okay, so here you have it, Radix, a big idea coming to the blockchain world. Oh no, the non-blockchain world, the distributed ledger world, with 1 million transactions per second from the UK and all the other countries.